Hi guys, I wanted to make this next video um, not long at all. And I know I say that a lot, but this is not going to be a long video. Um, it's just kind of a last minute video. I was thinking about things and um, I wanted to put this point out there because it did come to me. I don't want to lose this point or not make this point because it's very important. Um, you know, I don't wear these glasses because a lot of times there's a glare on the camera. And so, um, the point I wanted to make is once again about our girls. I think, um, we've for so long, I'm not going to sit here and give a lesson, but for so long, as I said in a previous video, we have really, coddled the boys, took care of the boys, made sure the boys were okay, told the boys what they need to do, and so forth. And in a lot of ways, neglected our girls. And so the point of what I was gonna make the video about is the other night, I found a TV program that was on a station channel, shall I say, that I didn't have. I didn't subscribe to it. Because I don't have cable. I haven't had cable, oh my God, in years and years and years. I have a Fire Stick. And so with that Fire Stick, I can watch everything and anything. Um, some pro, some channels I do have to subscribe to. But a lot of stuff comes free on that Fire Stick, I'm telling you. But it was a show that it just looked so good. And I think that particular subscription is like, I think it's, no, it's probably like $3 or $4 or something like that. But I think it's a 7-day trial. Um, but anyway, I wanted it, so I subscribed to it. Because it was this particular show, and it's a show about, on a Indian reservation, on a Navajo, Indian reservation, and stuff that was going on there, and it's a storyline. Um, and I'm still enjoying the show. I really am. I don't know if it's going to be like seasonal or whatever. I think this is the first season, so I don't know like if it's going to last and continue on or whatever. But anyway, the part that I really liked about and I learned about, like, it's a lot of stuff that um, I didn't know about. And one of the things is, first of all, I cannot pronounce it, so I'm not even going to sit here and try. But in the Navajo tradition, as with a lot of traditions around the world, um, there is a celebration that they have with their girls. Once in their culture, it's once the girl has her first menstrual cycle. There's a celebration, like there's a whole community wide celebration with food, with traditions, with doing things to bless her future, and just all that. And it's a big thing. And we also know in our like in the Mexican culture, whatever, there's the case. I think it's called a quesenata, or what is it called? It's it starts with a. I think it's a quesenata, and so sorry if I'm butchering it. But that is also a thing where the young woman is coming of age, and I forget, she's like 15, 16 years old, something like that. Um, There is also, even though we hear a lot about bar mitzvahs in the Jewish tradition, there's also one for the girls also. Um, and I saw a while ago, so I'm not gonna be able to tell you, like, I know it's India. Can't tell you what part or any of this kind of stuff, but there is a certain sect of the Indian culture uh, where they celebrate girls. And this one is mostly at birth. They celebrate the girl's birth and really life. Like, it's a blessing to have a girl in that tradition. And, we know how rare that is because most traditions, are centered around boys. Like most, in this whole patriarchal world, I'm going to say world because um, patriarchy is not just dominant over here in America. It's really not. It's a worldwide thing in so many cultures. And so, but my point is that even in this patriarchal world, there is still a lot of celebration of girls and women in certain societies. Matter of fact, that reminds me, there's also one in, is that China or Japan? It's over in the Asian world. Um, and this was like a tribal type thing though that I was watching over in one of those Asian countries, and it was really a show talking about these people's lifestyle styles and stuff like that, and the beauty of their land. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Um, but at the end of the day, they too had a celeb, and I can't tell you like which people or whatever, and I'm so sorry I can't. First of all, with them also, I can't pronounce it. So, but they celebrate their girls over there too. Um, they put a big importance on girls, and at a certain age, they give uh, girls this type of celebration to beautify themselves. And of course, like in most of the traditions, they dance, they eat, they celebrate. The parents are involved. They wear these beautiful costumes, just like in the Navajo. I mean, these, man, just so many cultures around the world, their garments are beautiful, the way they beautify themselves with their beads, and they're just, oh, it's beautiful. And I love watching those type of documentaries. I love to see them dance and everything. But what it really was, and I don't remember if it was like a celebration for like just like one girl, or if it was like a certain age. I can't remember. But at the end of the day, these were a lot of young girls taking part in this particular ceremony. And what it was is that it was like getting the young ladies prepared to say, oh, my hand is hurting, to say that they are like ready for marriage, and so forth. So, um, I mean, at the end of the day, my point, not to prolong this video or whatever, but um, these cultures, even in a patriarchal world, still have sects that celebrate women and celebrate girls' birth, girls coming of age, girls' marriage, getting them ready for, like, there is an importance on those things. And, you know, I say that because I truly believe it would make such a difference in just in our homes, just in our own individual families, to begin the traditions of celebrating our girls and our women um, from birth. Like like seriously, we need to get to a point to where girls' births are special as well. And I say, and I'm not saying it because some of us don't do it. I say it because, especially in our Black culture, there is such um, emphasis on men and boys and taking care of men and boys. And I'm not saying that we need to sit around and take care of girls. Matter of fact, I don't think we need to take care of men and boys. I really think we need a whole, like in African cultures, where not just in African cultures either, though, where they have these kind of like coming of ages for boys and so forth. And these boys have to do all different kinds of skills to go into manhood. And some of them last days, some of them last weeks, some of them last years. Like there is this, and I'm telling you, I study this kind of stuff. I've watched many documentaries on these things. There is an African culture that trains their boys to be warriors or whatever. And these little boys got to go away from like the age of 10 and stay away till for about another 10 years. And I'm just like, I thought that was like, oh my God, that was like really, wow, that was big for me. But that's their tradition, that's their culture. They're getting warrior training. Um, there was another, I was new to this one. There was um, it was over near, they said it was Pacific Ocean. It was Australia, near Australia. A tribe, and I knew they named the other day because just watched the documentary, but I can't think of the name today. But they are the tribe of people who it is said that that's where bungee jumping came from. Um, so a part of the coming of age for the boys is that they gotta like jump off of a big old, either a tree or a like a monument or whatever that's built by this long long vine that is strong, and hang upside down by they leg. Like it's a bungee jumping type thing. And I think there's different ages and stages of boys that do this, and they just go like longer and stronger and higher and all these things, through a process of them growing up. So that was very, very interesting to see those beautiful people, very beautiful people. When you look at them, you could tell they look a bit Aboriginal, but then a little not as Aboriginal as the original Aboriginals. If that makes any sense. Like they look like them because they are the same people, but not as strong features. So, but it's so fascinating for me to watch these documentaries and see different people and see different lands and things like that. But to stay on course, the video is about how I really feel we need to begin to, as we are, because y'all know I've been talking about this shift that we're in and this change of energy that we are actually in right now. We're really in it. And they're going on all the time, but um, this particular one, I think, could go either way for women. I think it could be very, very positive for women if we shift our energy right. And a part, like I said, of shifting our energy would be for us to start focusing on our girls. Um, there's a lot of hardworking women out there. There's a lot of girls from 8, 9, 10 years old who already, which I don't agree with that, but there's a lot of little girls who are babysitting already, who are learning to cook already. who are interested in their education and all these things. And so at the end of the day, I really believe we need to start celebrating those things of young women going into womanhood. And I'm not talking about the subservient stuff. I'm talking about letting her know she can have a job and a career, and letting her know if she wants to, she can be a mechanic, or she could be a pilot, or she could be a doctor, or she could be the president, or she could be a stay-at-home mom with kids if she wants, or she could be a lawyer, or she could be a science. Like, we really need to put more action and more love and more um oh, what is that word I'm looking for? Support behind our girls. Um, First of all, just because girls need it. First of all, because that, I mean, we see girls going in that shift. We need to encourage them. We need to inspire them. We need to let them know they can do anything, be anything. This is what I do for my daughter. And I'm telling you, even though my daughter um, has been on the path that she was on, I still believe in her. I still uplift her. I still tell her how smart she is. I still tell her, because she is still young and she has the ability to still take her life in whatever direction that she wants to. And I just believe she's going to be a success. I really do. Honestly, I think that's why she had to go through these trials and tribulations, and you know, but she came out of it, and she's still coming out of it. And I just have such high hopes for her and her future. Um, but yeah, I really, really think, I wish and pray. And ladies, we need to, like I said in the other video that I made, we need to start praying more for our daughters. We need to start praying more for women. We need to start praying more for other women, women that we know and women that we don't know, because this strong hold of jealousy, of insecurity, of whatever toward other women, man, that got to stop. And if it would stop, that would free women so much. It would free women so much. It would make our relationships closer, better, and more bonded. Um, it would give so many women peace. It would give so many women um, a shoulder to lean on, a shoulder to cry on if they had their sisters. But we know how it is. I mean, even with mothers and daughters, I hate to see that, man. It is so much competition between a lot of mothers and fathers, a lot of mothers and daughters. And it's a big way that a lot of men who come in and whose aim is to be divisive. I'm not saying all men. I'm saying the ones whose aim is to be divisive and get only their needs met. Um, Those are the men who love women like that, who are jealous and who are insecure and who are very competition minded, and who say stuff like, well, I don't get along with other women. And yeah, I don't have other women in my house. And, I mean, honestly and truly, I didn't even learn about that till I was an adult. I heard, even one, matter of fact, one of my family members say that they don't allow women in their house. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy, crazy. Like, I seriously, I had never, like, I was an adult when I heard that. It was crazy to me, but it's a thing. Um, and usually and normally, the reason has to do with a man. Either she has a man in the house, her man is a hoe, she know her man is a hoe. I don't trust women. Once again, that's some bullshit that got to do with a man. I'm telling you. But yeah, we need to do that for our girls. And like I said, I was just going around, I was looking at that show, and it made me start to do more research on cultures that celebrated women and girls, and where it was an absolute um, great thing that women and girls were born and celebrated their womanhood and their going into womanhood. Um, One of the reasons I think also that over here, especially in America and things like that, male dominated cultures, that we don't have that for our girls is because of religion. If you look all through the Bible, like it is way more putting down of women and warning of women um, than there really is of uplifting women. Um, and it's sad because it structures people's mindset, and it has for a long time. However, I will say this from a Christian standpoint. I'll say that whether we believe in Jesus or not, or whether we believe in all of that stuff or not, um, when it comes to Jesus, though, we do see, if we're going to follow Christianity and all that, we do see, though, that Jesus' philosophy with women and about women was not the same as, like, even in the Old Testament and everything. Um, Jesus was very open to women. Jesus was he healed women. He invited women to come to him when there was a whole bunch of that still religious mindset of these Pharisees and Sadducees and all of these and men who held these traditions for and about women. He welcomed women. He brought women to him. He had women disciples. Mary and her sister. Yeah, Miriam, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and who was the prostitute? He had a prostitute following him. Can't think right now. But anyway, we know that. We know those stories. We've been taught that. But yet and still, for whatever reason, we still are living back in the Old Testament where, oh, don't trust women and women can't do this and women don't need to be a part of it. And it's just crazy. It is just so crazy. So much of the things that go on in our world and our society is based on a bunch of just old outdated crap. Like, so, you guys, I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to go on about this. Just putting it in your head and in your mind. Um, Women, girls, they have a very special part. We have a very special part in this world. We are not obsolete. We are not here to do for the man. We are not here to serve the man. Women have their own very special, unique assignments and place in this planet. And like I just said, it is not that we are here or were born to serve man. That is not woman's purpose. Women have such a greater purpose. And I think so much of the problem that we have is that is the role that everybody wants to put women in is the one to serve men and be up under man's feet and everything. And I just think it's crazy, ridiculous, and retarded to think that women are world changers. Women can change the world. Women are changing the world, and women will continue to change the world. Um, and I wish that people would look deeper into women and femininity and the whole um, ancient women and all the things that women would do and have done. Because we talk so much. This is my last point. We talk so much in this society about femininity and all that, which really the femininity that we're given is really still some male serving slaves. It don't have anything to do with really with being a woman. It really doesn't. If we knew what a woman was and what her purpose was and all her abilities and everything, there is no way we would be wanting to subjugate women and put them under men's feet. Like, no way. No way. And so I think so many of us are misguided and miseducated, women and men, on the role of women, on femininity and what it is and why we even need it and all this. Because as I said, when we go back into history, there were so many women warriors. There are in this world so many women who do hard, laborious things for their family and for their tribe and just on a daily basis. Women around the world do real hard things, but they're still women. They still have an opinion. They still serve their family, serve their children, serve their house. Like, they do those things, but they also do other things um, that a lot of men today would consider, and for whatever stupid reason, consider masculine. And it's just crazy because it ain't that it's masculine, it's that it needs to be done. And if she can do it and wants to do it and don't mind or whatever, then, what's masculine about that? What's masculine about ability? You know what I'm saying? What's masculine about skill? If the woman got the skill, like if she is able to get a gun and shoot the hell out of something on point, how is that masculine? That's a beautiful thing because if the man is not there or if men are not around, y'all gonna think twice about coming up on her property because y'all know she gonna protect and she a shot. She a good shot. You know what I'm saying? So these things do not make a woman unfeminine. I mean, they really don't. It does not make her not a woman because she can shoot, because she can work on a car, because I mean, that don't make her one of the most beautiful women. I said I was done, but I'm sorry. One of the most beautiful women in the world to me is Layla Ali. That woman is so beautiful. I am not a lesbian, but my God, that woman is so beautiful to me. And her story is phenomenal. I still have not gotten her book. I'm going to get her book. Um, but this woman is a whole championship boxer. We already know her legacy. I think she retired by now, but we know her legacy. And yet this woman is so beautiful and so feminine. And so, at least, I mean, I'm gonna say for myself, that's what I call beautiful and feminine. Like, I don't know. She cooks. She on Instagram, she got this whole thing that she sell these whole products of cooking stuff, and she cooks. She is a mother. She is a wife. I mean, like, her being a boxer does not take away from her being a whole full woman. I really think we really, like, I think I said this already, but we need to understand what a woman is and what her abilities are and where her abilities lie. Like, women are so vast that it's no one thing or two or three or four things that's going to take away from her femininity and being a woman. It's just not. We need to change our mindset. We really do. And we need to start celebrating our women and our girls and our baby girls. And, you know, I think I told y'all yesterday, well, I told y'all on one of my videos that I'm about to be a grandma again. And so elated. But I'm getting girl energy. I really am getting girl energy. And I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I have to say, I really, and I admittedly, I've always been more partial to boys. Just a thing, you know. Um, and I had a hard time raising my daughter these last few years. I'm not gonna say it wasn't hard the whole time. Not even gonna say that. My daughter's a wonderful person. She really is. She just had her little phase. Um, But I wouldn't mind having a chance to try it again because I don't have any sisters. Like I wasn't raised around girls and women and everything. Now, life has blessed me that um in my life, not having sisters and all that, for some reason, I've always somehow became friends with women who had a bunch of sisters, like six, seven, eight, nine sisters. Like I've always seemed to find women like that. So that's how I got my sister fixes on. You know what I'm saying? Or my auntie fixes or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's just always been a thing where I've always been blessed enough to find women with a whole bunch of other sisters or other or daughters. Like the one woman that I'm really good friends now, like she has like a lot of daughters, like five, six daughters. So it's usually either one way around. But I wouldn't mind it being a girl, so I can have another shot at this, and you know, um, yeah, yeah. I got some plans for celebration and things like that if it is a girl, you know. So you guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about these different cultures around the world who absolutely, even in this patriarchal world, like I said, still keep traditions of celebrating women and girls. And do you think it's important? You know, um, hit the notification bell, all notifications, so you'll know when I upload a video. Leave me a comment. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And until the next video, we'll see you next time.